Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. We're getting into this week's episode of Snowfall Season 2, Episode 8, Surrender. So this week's episode starts off with Lucia after the aftermath of her killing her cousin. She calls Gustavo where he was left at the produce market with the undercover DEA agent. He was there talking to her over the phone, and he already feels that something's going on. So he has that like worried look on his face. So while he's talking to Lucille over the phone, the DEA agents bust into place, and he warns her and tell her that here it's over. And she was like, "Run!" But of course, he can't run. He's already there, committed. So they lock him up. They're requesting for him to give up information on Lucille and everything, but he's solid as a rock. He's not giving up no information. He's just sitting there. So Lucille, on her end, she's frantic because she know Gustavo just got picked up and he's in custody. So she still has to make good on her deal with the female Mexican cartel boss. So she goes to the female cartel boss and gives that female boss the recipe to cook crack. And basically the female boss just told her all you did was just basically borrow time, and you saved your life with this situation right here. Meanwhile, Lucille calls the DA agent, basically telling her she want to turn herself in. And so they meet up with her. They go handcuff her. She said, "I want to see Gustavo." Gustavo's there. And so the DA agent is trying to get her to drop the dime on her information. Now her plan is to just give up Franklin and them. Now Gustavo talked to her like, "Yo, this gonna make us snitches," you know what I'm saying? And like right now, Lucille don't care. She's just trying to get a wiggle way out to get free. So you can see where this is going. Gustavo's is under turmoil this whole time, or whatever. So that's how her situation starts off. Franklin and his childhood buddies, their situation starts off with Franklin purchasing them homes and out in a different neighborhood. So they're looking at this like, "Oh wow." So the one Leon, he's ecstatic, like, "Oh man, Franklin just showed us mad love. He just got us out the hood, and in a better hood, better neighborhood, bigger house." Meanwhile, Kev, that's the other friend that's been banging heads with Franklin the whole season, pretty much. Kev is weary of it. He thanks Franklin, but he's still weary. Franklin looks at him, but it's like, So you have Franklin's uncle Jerome, his girlfriend Aunt Louie. She came back because she had a situation last episode where she killed or hurt her the girl she was messing with that runs that club. Now she's ready to leave and go to her family member's house, and they tell her don't leave. She's welcome there. And so the uncle is really like pleading with her, like, "Nah, don't leave." And of course, of him pleading with her, he gets a phone call that the cookhouse for the crack been jacked. So they go and find out Leon's girlfriend, she jacked the coke, the crack house where they cook the crack at. And now they on a mission to find her. and they find her. She's over to grandma's house. She's all hide up. Everybody in the house all hide up. They snatch her up and take her to Leon's house, and Leon pretty much ties her up. And in the process of this, Franklin's was at the house, and his mom shows up, and he's kind of feeling good. He's feeling good about himself, and he asks his mom, "You get my gift?" And she, pretty much he's saying, because he paid our house off. But the mom really not feeling that. She's more like, we didn't get this the honest way. Franklin on his side is, look, we tried it the honest way, and we still come up short. We still get messed over. So we tried it my way, and then we getting results. But it's a bittersweet catch-22 between both, because on one hand, you feel with the mom and saying, like, you're getting it a dirty way. It could be consequences to this. But on Franklin saying, look, man, we could try to do the right way our whole life, and all we just would be is just working and not getting nothing. At least with this, we gonna get a little better resolve. But it's still consequences to that. So pretty much he's saying we can't take it. So Franklin take offense to it, and he cusses at his mom, but she shouldn't have did that. And it hurt her that he did that, and so he just basically stepped off. So we'll see what's gonna happen with that within the next 2 episodes, or if anything comes of that. You have Leon. He took his girlfriend. He want her to come off her high, so she's high up. He tied her to a pole in the house or something. So he comes out and he sees Kev, and now Kev's house that was just purchased with Franklin is right next to each other. So Kev, he sees, and like Leon, like, yo, talk to me. What's up, man? I've been reaching out to you. Kev is like, nah, man. I found out that Franklin knew who killed my cousins and them, and it's not cool. He knew. He never told us. And these houses ain't even ours. These houses is in his name through his company or whatever. These ain't our houses. And then Leon pretty much like, well, Kev don't want our names tied into anything. So Leon is Kev is looking at it like, nah, forget that. He always want to be in control. He don't want us to have nothing. He just want to make his workers happy. Now, this is the bittersweet part of that situation, because I'm saying, on one hand, you don't want your name tied into it, because they're going to ask, well, how you get this? You don't work nowhere, and all of a sudden you got this house, and it's in your name. How you get that house? Can you show documents to show what led you to get this house? Where did you get the financial gain to get this house? So, of course, this is dated back in the 80s, so things weren't as like detailed as they are now. So that's how you gotta view this. Like, you can't really, they were getting away with stuff more back then than a person that would try that now. So but even Franklin was trying with the offshore dummy corporation and making purchases through the corporation. So but Kev's not feeling it, because he can't see the full picture. He only see one-sided. He's not thinking like chess a couple of stages down. He only thinking like checkers, one move to the next. So in his mind, he feels though he getting shorted out, whatever. And so his mission is now he's going to take revenge for his cousins. So this been wearing on him the whole season. So Franklin pops back up, and he speaks to Leon like, yo, what's up? And then, where Kev? And he like, yo, Kev upset. And he like, yeah, but Kev's always upset. And he's like, nah, he going to get revenge, basically. And he like, she told him. So then he like, she told him. And now Franklin's thinking like, Lucille tried to get a deal with get him to teach her to cook the crack. And he like, Kev must have gave her that information, and that's how he know where the dude that killed his family is at. He's gonna say, so from there, Leon said, Kev would do that. Nah, and Franklin pretty much said, yeah, he would, if that meant him getting the information on who killed his cousin. So that was a flag right there. So pushing back, then you go from Uncle Jerome, Aunt Louie. He came back. He went and grabbed this old bench that he took from the park where they first had a date at, and that's he basically reminiscing, saying this is when I knew I loved you or whatever. And then he had in a duffel bag, he made, since he'd been doing the crack, selling crack, he made about $220,000, and he had in a duffel bag half of it, and pretty much said, "This is yours." You know what I mean? And this is, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine type situation. And he pretty much telling her, this is hers, and it's about respect with us, you know what I'm saying? I need you, whatever. So he copping a plea with her, and she pretty much like, she thinking, because she loves him, but she want to be in a situation where she feel appreciated, she's respected, and she's like she matters, versus, she just around for her beauty and, her body or whatever. So there's some nation. Now Teddy, from the last episode, the Mexican cartel took his brother because the deal didn't go through. So now he's with the government. He's with the government. He's trying to get the people who gave him the sign off on this excursion that he's been doing. He need their help, because he need them people to back off in his that's been investigating him. So everybody don't know who he's talking about. He's going to the office. He shouldn't be showing up to the office. They told him don't show up to the office, but he showed up anyway, and they pretty much telling him, "We don't know who you talking about. That person don't work here." He sees his ex-wife, so she can't deny him. So she like, "Yo, the person you looking for don't work here anymore." He like, "Yo, that's funny. Well, who's in charge then?" And he's pretty much, she's blowing him off, but he tells her, "Well, you look, if this thing hits the fan, you won't go down, and such won't go down. But I will sing if nobody don't come and meet me." So, and then she's telling him, "You sure you want to do that? You making these type claims?" He like, "Yeah." So he said, "I'm gonna be here a couple more hours. I'm looking for somebody to show up." So of course somebody did show up, and it was somebody new that knows about the situation, and they pretty much he telling them like, "Listen, you shouldn't be showing up here." But he like, "Well, you right, but I need to talk to somebody, and I need some help, assistance. So that's why this the only way I could get y'all here." So he told them like, "I need y'all to send a phone call, tell these DEA agents to back off and stand down, because that's gonna mess what I got going on up." And so the guy pretty much said, "We might get help you, but they're gonna want something in return." So Teddy gives them 2 names of the Mexican cartels and said they're in LA, and pretty much like, "Yo, y'all can tell them they can have them." But so Teddy calls those Mexican cartels to make sure his brother good. So they've been having his brother, they've been having parties, and they got his brother chained up with a masking tape, duct tape over the mouth, while they're forcing him to sniff cocaine. So that's not good, you know what I'm saying? And they're like going hard with it, making him shoving it down his nose, and he's high on cocaine. Teddy's talking to him on the phone. So Matt really going through it. So Teddy pretty much tell him don't hurt his brother, you know what I'm saying? But they're wild, so they doing anything right now. So it goes from there. We'll see how that's going to transpire in the next episodes. From there, you got it transfers back to Lucille and the DA agent. So Lucille, Franklin's reaching out to Lucille. He texts her, and then Lucille, the DEA agent, tells her, "Call him back." So he calls her, pretty much, telling her, "Yo, you made a deal behind my back, blah, blah, blah. Now you great start a war or whatever. Where is Kev? And so she wasn't going to tell him because she know what's going to take place. But the DEA agent put her on hold and tell her, tell him. And so she tells him. So now Franklin and Leon on their way to try to stop Kev from doing whatever. Meanwhile, the DEA agent like, yo, you gonna point these kids out to me when we get to the park or whatever. So when they pull up to the park, she handcuffs Lucille to the car, pretty much says, come on, you come out here with me. And Lucille like, nah, because they see me, they gonna know something was up or whatever. So from there, Franklin pulls up right up behind Kev right before when he gets out the car. So he pretty much tells him like, yo man, you don't need to do this. Kev like, yeah, right. So him and Franklin having a back and forth. Pretty much Kev tells him like, you always for yourself, you know about this. I gotta get revenge. You out here spending money buying houses, but we gotta get revenge out here. You know what I'm saying? So Kev pretty much tell them step off because he already make go handle his business. Franklin like, nah, don't do this. I can't have you doing this. So Leon go approach him like, yo, come on, man, don't do this. So he pretty much blow Leon off. Then Franklin pulls a gun out on Kev. Pretty much like, yo, I can't let you do this. Or whatever. Because he thinking this is going to mess everything up. It's going to start a war. It's something we don't need. So Kev looking at Franklin like, yo, you ain't built for this, man. Like, can that. So Kev turns back around. Now he's pointing a gun at the dude. Now it's kids, it's broad daylight, families all around, and this dude pretty much great shoot out in the open. So Kev shoots out in the open, misses, and by that time the DA agent is in the area. And so Franklin, out of reaction, trying to think he's stopping Kev, he shoots Kev. Man, this is this is a frustrating moment in this episode because I didn't see what was the point of that. So I guess we're gonna wait and see, but it was just stupid. It was stupid from that whole scene, that whole writing part. They could have wrote a better twist to that, but that was dumb. It didn't make a point for if you telling him to not shoot in broad daylight and do all that. Now, why would you in return shoot him in broad daylight? That's idiotic. You know what I'm saying? So, he did. He shot him, and then they hear Franklin and Leon hear DA, so they run off, and then she sees Kev. Now it doesn't show where he really was shot at, but it looks like he was shot in the leg because she pulls out her belt to try to tie and stop the bleeding from the wound. So I'm not sure where he really got shot at. I think he got shot in the leg. Now you just cause beef, real beef, because you just shot your boy. So, oh man, chaos. So everything is crumbling apart. And the guy that killed Kevin's cousins and them, he's running out of the park with his daughter, and he looks over in the car. He sees Lucille in the car. So that's suspect. So, stuff great hit the fan. It's all coming down. This was overall, it was like I don't want to say it was just a normal episode. I didn't like the writing through this episode. A lot of parts, was just there. Just like a filler episode in a sense. And of course the last scene, the ending, I definitely didn't like that. They could have did that far better. But other than that, we'll tune in to next week. Share the video, subscribe and like, comment if you feel if you are into the series or not. Till next time.